Hey guys, Danny Dan bringing you a base building video and probably what will become a short series about the perfect base. If you have a good base, it produces cups for you. You go up in league, you get more loot bonus, and even if you're trying to drop cups, sometimes it's useful to put a base on and climb cups quickly. So you want to have a good base on hand that produces trophies and hopefully get you some wins. And even if you're losing loot with that base because you're putting storages outside or whatnot, you actually get some back because of the loot bonus that you're going to get winning in higher leagues. So this is an example of a base. We're going to look at several different bases that I have right now. And this is not a good base, okay? I put this base up a little while ago, and you can see it loses all the time. Here's a win right here. I'm not even sure that's the same base. Let's see what base this is. I guess it probably is, yeah. So I think I just got lucky there. But anyway, most of the time, this base loses. Now, the secret really is there is no perfect base. But if you can get a base to win about half or more of the time, that's really good. I mean, you're going to lose sometimes with a base. I get it. No base is going to win 100% of the time. So one of the key things to remember is that you need good troops in your clan castle, and for defending your base, it can't be giants. It's got to be like wizards, balloons, bowlers, valks, any kind of offensive troop. It could be all archers, but it needs to be troops that do damage, so that when their troops come, they start killing their troops, hopefully. The other thing that you need in a base, which this base really lacks, is an element of trickery. And with that, I mean traps, okay? But when you put your traps down, they can't be, well, here, I'll show you this next. So we know that's a bad base. There's a little bit of elements of trickery in this, like right here, but it's not very good, okay? I try to modify the base that I took a little bit to make it a little better, and it's just not working. So if we look at this base here, there's trickery and then there's trolling, okay? Now this next base is clearly a troll base. The problem with it, and I like the base, but the problem with it is it's kind of obvious that the traps are going through the top portion of the base. Like it's a little too obvious, okay? Now, this is a good example here of some good trickery where you can't really tell quite if that wall's open. So if you can get the giants to drift down the sides or golem or whatever and leave the rest of the troops, that's kind of good, okay? But this open portion here is just a little too obvious. And so what you end up happening on your defenses is, let's check this guy out. Now, this base is a little weak to this style of attack because it can be attacked from all around, and I just feel like it doesn't have that. But see, he sees that the traps are up top, so he slowly, patiently kind of, works that, doesn't drop all of his troops. I mean, we'd love it if they dropped all their troops at the top corner at once and they blew up to the bombs. So see, he's going to set off a few things, open up the Teslas, slowly break down and take out that top portion of the base, and then all of our traps are done. See, there's the bombs from like a couple of archers and barbs. That's not what we wanted. Now this part over here, watch when he drops that. The troops are going to drift over, and he does get hit pretty hard by that spring because he didn't see that that was necessarily open. So that's a good example of trickery, but the top part is kind of bad. Okay, so you need this element of trickery in your base so that they unexpectedly lose some of their troops, things path away that they didn't plan, something goes wrong with their attack so that it makes it so that you win. If it's too blasé, then basically things just go how they planned and they're going to win. If it's too trolling, they're going to blow up all your traps. It's not going to work, okay? So enough of that. So now we're going to show a base that has been working really well, okay? And it's not really anything to do with the level of the base. It's to do with the design of the base, okay? And I want to start by saying I did not design this base completely. Most of the base is stolen. I just went on and looked at the top players in the world and took their base. So if you look at that right now, you're going to see this base. But I don't know where they put their traps. I just know where I put mine, okay? So that is really the key difference, okay? So when I first made this base, it was basically like I kept getting queen walk from the top or the bottom. Okay, that seemed to be the most popular way to go. When you have a base, you want to go, okay, how are these guys going to attack my base? And this one, it was queen walks, usually top or bottom. So what I did was trap the crap out of the bottom, trap the crap out of the top, okay? Now, most people realize that they don't want to come from the top or the bottom, but occasionally I get lucky and I get someone that drops their queen right on that, okay? But let's look. See, what it does is ideally they would want to start from the top or the bottom with a queen walk to get a lot of percentage and get an easy 50% on this base. So I'm not letting them do that. By starting from one of the sides or a weird spot, it's putting them at a disadvantage when they start their attack. So we go to this base, see, plus, I lost one there, plus 30. I mean, there's a lot of great defenses here. When I do lose, it's not that bad. So let's take a look at this one. Now, this guy started over here on the side. He actually handled this pretty well. Like, he knew he didn't want to come from the corner, but then he let his healers get shot up a little bit. Now he knows to set off the bomb down there. So he's trying to handle these traps well, but he's having to use up troops to do it, okay? Now he's going to start his attack. He goes heavy bowlers on the left so his giants don't drift down the wrong way, and that's something that happens a lot with this attack. Now he's coming in with the bowlers, and he's got the queen walk on the left, throws a jump down. He's coming on the inside. Little rage action. Now his queen got shot up over there, and she's done. So that's a huge advantage. Now things are going inside. Some of the bowlers drifted left on him. And here we go. Now the clan castle proves to be extremely clutch here once it comes out. See, it's going to go over and they shoot up that warden. He could have maybe got some percentage. And this other wizard's going to go clean up some of those bowlers. And look at these wizards just killing that warden. Okay, so the clan castle, if I had giants in there, I probably would have lost this. Okay, so let's look at another one. Okay, so this guy's starting over on the other side. Now the queen placement on this base is very good. She hides behind that storage and she tends to shoot things up pretty good. Okay, and sometimes that kind of works out well and sometimes not. Now see, she's starting to get shot by the crossbow, has to burn a rage, and the queen is pretty low on health. She makes it through it, but I think she dies pretty shortly, I thought. Now he's having trouble getting a wall breaker on the inside, and see, she died. If that queen is allowed to live too long, then it just goes badly. So now the problem is that his troops are not going to go into the base. So you'd love to be able to get the town hall or 50%. And see, he's at 19% right now. This is not looking good for him. So he doesn't have enough moving into the center. He's getting fried up. Now the healers are getting fried up. And it's just not, none of this attack is going how he planned. And that's what we want. So we'll speed this up a bit. And basically there's just not enough there to get her done. Okay. I don't know if I still have one. Sometimes they attack this. And it literally, the troops drift left. This is just an air attack. And apparently it didn't go that well. I was actually surprised he didn't do better. He's got a low level warden, so that might be a factor here. Probably a little too early for that low level of warden. Because see now, like if he would have timed that perfectly, he probably would have done a little better in the middle. And I think that's really what killed him. Okay, I'm going to watch the rest of that. I want to find one. I don't know if I have a recent one. Let's go back. Let's try this. This might be it. Try to get a little percentage up top. Okay, so now he drops some stuff in the bomb area, loses a few troops, really kind of trying to test the base, but he's losing a lot of troops doing that, and he has not been able to set up a good funnel as of yet. Now we know he's coming in over here. See this right here? See those giants on the left? Watch those guys, because they're going to drift off. They're coming down. Look at all those giants that left the scene. That is brutal, okay? And that's exactly kind of what you want, like redirection of troops. Have them fall into the trap. So it's trickery, but it's just enough. If it's too obvious, they're going to avoid it. And so he ends up falling short on this. So all in all, I've been really happy with this base. This one has been working a lot, okay? So I'm going to work on some bases at lower levels now that have the same ideas incorporated, that we're going to go for a certain level of trickery, try and win about half the time, have a good clan castle, so on and so forth. And that's going to be the idea of the series of the perfect base. Till then, see you guys next time.